I am here today with one purpose, and it is to make my last Ludocio video. This guy dropped a few days... Yeah, a few days ago. I was gonna say a week, but it is about a week ago. And I have no more use of him. There is, like, not much you can do with him. And I've not used him in Ungeared for a video yet, so I thought I might as well give it a try. The one thing I hated about him was that he has a half... very focused on himself passive, where he gets 15% extra damage per goddess on the team. And where is that damage going? Because his card does no damage. But that was in geared with HP defense. Even with attack defense, it felt like not so much. But maybe in ungeared with this maximum damage setup I have with Bun in the back, Liz for basic stats, and obviously Mile. I think we're going to be seeing quite a bit more damage from him. And his damage combined with Mael should be actually pretty good. So we're actually going to unleash here level 2 Pierce. This guy is so weird, because I think there is a really good possibility of him becoming really good in the future. But as of it is right now, it's really hard for me to say, yeah, he's a good unit. You know what I mean? It's like, he already has a relic, right? So there's no going up from where you see him already. And where he is, it's, you know, he's not on the best goddess team right now. But it could be in the future, you know, if there is ever another really good basic stat booster that is in the front. And maybe for some reason you don't want to use Bond, which gives 10% attack related stats. And instead you want to use Ludocia, which gives 7. I can see there being a point for him existing. He's just at 7 numbers so low. It's just so unbelievably low for a character that only buffs one race. When Bon, again, buffs 10%. Right? It's just so low. I guess they wanted him to be in the front. Again, if there is a character sort of like Zeldris, and he's meant to be used in the front then, or sorry, in the back, and you might have to use this guy in the front, I can see that working in a way. I can definitely see that working in a way, because, what if I do this? Yeah. Because then you'd have Ludocio in the front giving the 7, and then the guy in the back gives more. And there's no other person giving attack related stats other than this hypothetical character I'm thinking about, and Ludocio. Really weird. Really weird. I think that there is a plan for him. Most characters that come out these days, even if they look bad at launch, there's a plan, right? There is like a vision that's still not clicking, but will eventually click. There's so many characters like that that come out, and it's really annoying that they do this. But maybe there's a vision here, you know? Maybe there's a vision, so I want to just give him another shine ungeared. So far, you know, his damage looked decent. Like, you can't really compare him to Mael, because Mael is giving himself all of his, like, buffs. No, Ludocia is even buffing him. But decent. Okay, another level 2 for Ludocio. And you know, he's green, I think, this time. Just for the sake of true damage testing. Let's try it out on Margaret. Right? Because again, he's giving himself the increased damage. And for what, right? There has to be a reason, so... I want to see his damage on Margaret with a level 2 here as well. About the same as Mael. Mael's level 1, right? But in Ungeared, he's looking quite a bit better. I would like to face a demon team, because obviously against demons, if you face demons, they're not lowering your stats. You're the big advantage in general when facing demons because of that. And 2 of the enemies are blue, so... Oh, Ludo, survive this, please. No, your old stats are gonna get you killed. No. That's the one thing. I mean, I should have gone for Mile, right? I would have killed Mile very easily. I just wanted to see damage. That's the one thing that is really unfortunate about Lucio is he is not giving you anything when it comes down to like you tanking better, right? Oh, the shield, I guess, the shield. Fair enough, the shield. But when it comes down to it, it's like Margaret gives you the damage reduction straight up. And extra basic stats. And, you know, I'm getting some basic stats from Liz, less than Margaret, right? And, unfortunately... Oh, it's a 6-6. Well, there's no surviving that. Perfect. Perfect. We're not gonna, you know, go green on blue again. We're just gonna, you know, play it like normal. We're just gonna play it like normal. I guess if I really want to be safe, I could just, like, do this. Like, if I'm not sure I'm gonna kill Mally, I probably will. But I'm gonna do this regardless. He might have dodge food here. Okay, well. The shield will, like, really help here. Okay, if we hit a little more crits. See, we have the 10 from Bon and 7 from, you know, Ludo. Like, a little bit more. Like, if Ludo gave 10, right, or 15, or 12. 12 is what Zeldris gives, right? I think he's 100%, like, on the comparable scaling-wise, just like Zeldris. He was even supposed to be exclusive like Zeldris. So I think it would be fair to compare, right? If he gave 12 like Zeldris, I would have probably killed that melee, because I might have hit like 1 or 2 more crits. Shield though, helping. Melee got to like not heal, right? And that is big. When it comes down to it, that is big. Melee only healing 3000 makes a huge difference, because now I can like guarantee myself to kill right here. And if he doesn't die with the first AoE, he dies with the second. Yeah, he dies. I would have liked to have seen the damage from Ludo on that melee though. Maybe I should have gone like Ludo AoE. Sorry, Mile AoE. Ludo single target, Mile single target, and I would have been able to see the damage. Apparently, I would have actually killed him as well, because it was level 2 Mile card, right? But it's okay. We'll have more matches to see that. Okay, let's actually see this damage here. Level 3. Not every day you get to see a level 3 from Mile. That's for damn sure. Ooh, 400k ungeared. On Chandler, I think that's pretty impressive. If it was like 400k on... these two also have good stats. I don't know. Liz hit real hard right there though. She hit like almost every crit. Because you gotta remember, Liz is, you know, not the biggest fan of her, but her basic stat boost plus her own passive whenever it decides to proc. And whenever you can proc, right? Whenever you can proc is a dangerous combo. Alongside Bind the Back and Ludociel giving more attack related stats on top of the ones she's already getting from her passive, right? No! Again, if I had like 5% more crit chance, I would have been able to get this attack on someone else, which 75k in ungeared is pretty good, actually. Okay. This is a team with a lot of HP, so if I can like one turn someone, that would be like fantastic. They might have dodge food actually, so I should actually first attack with Lucio. Yep. There's no point in Lucio shielding, cause 64k. There's no point, cause wow, 200k. Yeah, it's a big difference. I mean, that was a level 2 for Mile. I don't know. It's incomparable, obviously, right? But, you know. If I shield, Rimmer's gonna steal it. Anyways, there's no point. Yeah, it's a big difference, obviously. It's like, it's so unfortunate that Ludociel gives himself, right? He gives himself that 45% doesn't give damage increase to nobody else, right? And it's like, where's all that damage going, you know? Where is all the damage going? Must be going somewhere. We're not gonna proc Liz passive, unfortunately, but it's okay because we're sealed anyway, so there's no point in getting the heal. I would like to check her stats actually, after she procs it, because her stats are actually very high. Clearly, her attack-related stats especially. How much does her passive give her? Is it 20% all stats, or am I tripping? Is it not really all that high? I think it's 20, right? 15. It's still pretty good. So it's 15 plus 10 from Bond, 25 plus 7 from Ludo, 32. It's pretty good. Stick with Ludo. Got like max Liz passive at this point, so like max basic stats. 72k. I mean, let's not compare, right? let's not compare. And I only even like mentioned comparing the characters because Ludo Xiao has such a selfish, like half of her his passive, right? It's very selfish. He only gives himself damage increase. He is like they want him to be a back unit because his passive works in the back, but then on the other hand, half of his passive is selfish. It's very confusing. The design of this character is confusing to me. There must be like a plan, right? There has to be, because if there isn't, it's just then why? Why are we here? Just to suffer? I guess, right? I mean, clearly he sort of works on the Demonic Beast if you're already someone that can beat 4-3, like, with no problem, right? It seems like the Pierce card really helps, but that's about it. Like, the damage that he provides is really not good. It takes, like, for what I've seen, like, his cards barely damage the boss, right? Even though he has 60% damage increase. So what is even the point of that damage increase if it doesn't do any damage anyways? It's just so many questions I have. We only get 2 characters a month, right? Which is a very low number for gacha games. Most gacha games, like going cross, get at least 4 characters a month. So we get half, right? We get half of usual. We used to get 4 characters a month. So whenever a new character comes out, their design is bizarre. It raises a lot of questions. Like, you have so much time to individually create characters nowadays, you know? Why are you making them so confusing? Demons. And I say, you know, confusing. Obviously, damn it. Lucio has the simplest passive they could possibly give someone, right? He just gives himself a minor stat buff to allies. Or he gives a minor stat buff to allies and gives himself like a damage increase. Couldn't be simpler than that, right? He has the simplest passive there could ever be. It's confusing to me because why does he have such a simple passive? What was the idea here? There has to be a reason. They have to be like lining up something insane if they're gonna give this guy such a mediocre passive. That something so insane should combo with him that it makes sense, because if Luciao's passive was any better, it would be way too broken of a team. Something like that. Again, Zeldris was a question as well on the first day. Less of a question. It was more like a joke. Like, oh, Zeldris again support unit when everyone wants him to be like a damaging character. I know we laughed a lot at Blue Zeldris, but it was laughed with love. You know, we laughed at Blue Zeldris with love. I'm talking about the first blue, not the current, the first Blue Zeldris. When first Blue Zeldris started like to not crit consistently, we laughed at him. But again, it was like, cause I mean, it was kind of funny. But you know, we all wanted Zeldris to perform well. And then when a new Zeldris comes out and he Lamau is a support unit again. Just like Festival Zeldris was, it's kind of funny. Upsetting even a little. But, you know. I guess with Lucio, no one expected him to be a god. I mean, he technically is a god, but no one expected him to be like insanely good. 7% though is a bit of a joke. It is a laugh, right? Anyways, he performed a little bit better in ungeared, I would say. Damage-wise, quite a bit better than geared. So I think if you maybe pulled Ludocia on your free multi, flop him out in ungeared, sorry, and you might have a better time than maybe if you tried him on geared and felt, wow, he is actually pulling my team down, because he kind of was. When he came down to his damage, his card was useless, right? He was like Margaret level. Or even worse, because Margaret at least can break shields.